I'm Joe Vennare. This is my brother Anthony, and right now we're hanging out outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And Hybrid Athlete is right now an online fitness resource, but formerly a gym. So I guess what we say is we're fitness entrepreneurs. We're targeting exercisers and fitness professionals, giving them the professionals certifications and training, giving the exercisers workouts that they can do pretty much anywhere.
Hybrid Athlete's the main brand, but under that we have Kettlebell Cardio, which is a affiliation kind of like CrossFit, where gyms license our name and use our programming. We go and set them up and provide them with equipment. That's getting kind of big. And then we have Race Day Domination, which is an obstacle race training program, which we created about 2 years ago, which has just exploded, selling in all kind of different countries, thousands of downloads. It's just a 24-week training plan that we made specifically for someone who's going to run the Tough Mudder, Spartan Race, or Warrior Dash. That's more like a niche site, but it's one of our, I guess, biggest products, so it's pretty cool to reach so many people.
What is kettlebell training? A lot of people think like it's intimidating, it's intense, it's really hardcore, and we kind of brought it into the group setting. So now YMCAs or nonprofit centers are running it, and larger facilities like CrossFits are actually running kettlebell cardio to transition people into harder forms of exercise.
In 2008, Joe was teaching high school social studies and Anthony was training to become a Marine. When their father was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer, the family came together to help him fight the battle until his passing in 2009.
After their loss, the brothers were instilled with a new desire to do meaningful work that benefited others. It was then that Hybrid Athlete was conceived as an in-home personal training program, and Kettlebell Cardio followed shortly after in 2010.
I just turned 19 and I was the director at YMCA and he was the director at YMCA, and our program Kettlebell Cardio was running at the Ys for free. We actually lugging kettlebells around to each gym that we taught it at. So we said, this is something that we want to do full time. And I said, we're gonna open a facility. And he said, no, we're not.
I did.
But I went, signed a lease on a Thursday and told everyone we're gonna open a gym on a Monday. And we actually leased out a 12,000 square foot rundown skate park. So we had 4 days to tear down the skate park and build a gym. And we did it, but it was insane.
Requiring no money for expensive exercise machines, only kettlebell weights, and having already established a small following from the YMCA, the gym was an immediate success.
It was on a whim. I wanted nothing to do with it, to tell you the truth. It was one of those things you're like, we need a business plan, we need an attorney, I don't know anything, neither of us are trained in business, any of those things. But in his infinite wisdom, he said, we're just gonna do it. And like he said, we had a handshake deal on a Thursday and we were having class on Monday. So you just had to do it.
And we were turning a profit within 2 months.
I thought for sure it was gonna bomb hard. But I've been proven wrong every time, and now I'm on board 100% and we just kind of roll with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. In 2012, the Vennares decided to close their gym and shift the focus of Hybrid Athlete to the internet.
We were fortunate along the way that as we started to build a following in the physical location, we started to get recognition, I think in part because we were so young, like from some of the industry magazines, about the fact that we had this space and we had the membership that we did, and the space was huge. 12,000 square feet is massive.
Yeah, a few hundred members, right?
Yeah, close to 400 when we actually decided to close down, which is kind of backwards, but yeah, so there was this kind of different world that we saw that like, wow, we could probably take this on a much larger scale. So that's where the idea to go online came. I mean, the market is huge. There's infinitely more people when you start looking at like online and the searches and who's looking for exercise and things like that. So,
and we saw everything was just everywhere you go. It's a sales page, opt-in. Every industry expert that everyone talked about as far as their websites, it seemed to us like a scam. You were paying $47.99 with long sales pages and you're getting some terrible product that no one cared about with no customer response and no one really behind the brand. And we didn't like that. And I said, if they can do it, I can do it. And we'll actually have something that we actually have a passion for and care for our audience.
Hybrid Athlete is now an online fitness resource, offering downloadable workouts and training programs and giving customers the choice of whether to pay and how much. This has helped set them apart from internet scams that offer free products in exchange for a multitude of spam sales emails.
Everyone can be fit, everyone can be happy for not a lot of money and not a lot of product and equipment.
yeah.
This new development in their business prompted the Vennare brothers to focus on internet marketing and getting more traffic to their website. Joe, the writer, began submitting guest blogs to fitness pages, creating relevant, informative content with backlinks to the Hybrid Athlete's site.
I was seeking out every guest post writing opportunity that would present itself, whatever they wanted. I just kind of said, you know, how can I add value to your site? What do you need? What are you looking for? And started writing. And then, you know, the links kind of build up and the backlinks and the traffic pointing to our site.
So now he's on Active, Greatest, all the websites that have all these hundreds of thousands of viewers every day that they follow back to our site and they see his name.
We started making it less about a brand and more about us as people. My goal was not to sell you anything, like initially. It's to be your friend, but it's to like get you to the site. Because I figure once you get to the site, you're gonna find something you like, and it's free, most of the stuff. So if we can get, you know, some FaceTime or get them on the site, somewhere along the line, we'll be able to connect.
The Vennare's success as business owners has invigorated their enthusiasm and work ethic. They typically spend about 10 to 12 hours a day working at home or in various coffee shops. Unable to tear himself away, Anthony frequently works through the entire night.
I can't sleep because there's so much that could be done. Like I forget who said, if you should, Mark Cuban, like you need to work as though someone's working 24/7 to kick your butt. Well, I have that mentality and I can't even get away from it. You have to be 100% in. There's been times where like, should we get jobs? And we've like applied and gone and then we're like, nope, can't do it.
An opportunity to work for ourselves and work with each other and kind of control our own destiny. I think it's something that a lot of people fantasize about, but not a lot of people get to do.
In closing, we got some great advice from the Vennare brothers on what it takes to create a business from scratch and how to make it succeed.
Find what is the mix between your passion and an actual sustainable life. And then pick somebody and say, how did they get there? What's their barrier to entry? How do they do it? Follow the paths of Mark Cuban, who grew up actually in Pennsylvania, and people like that who, they're at the very far end of the spectrum, but still, what did they do? They just worked at it. There's nothing special. Nothing he did was magical. He just did it. So if they can do it, so can I, and follow that model all the way and be confident, clueless, think you can do it, and then be clueless enough to where there's no reason I shouldn't.
If you're gonna set out to do anything worthwhile, like, yeah, it's gonna be hard and nobody's gonna tell you what to do, nobody's gonna tell you how to do it. You're gonna have to figure it out, and if you're committed to figuring it out, then you will. And you just get after it every day.
Nice, good job, come on.
Anthony and Joe put me through an intense kettlebell workout before we parted ways and got back on the road, finally headed for home.
That about wraps up Week 8 of Big Town Small Business from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
We'd like to take a moment to thank all the entrepreneurs and small business owners who have offered us their time and insight, inspiring us over and over again throughout the past 2 months that we've been traveling.
Keep an eye out for our 9th and final episode of Big Town Small Business, in which we travel to our hometown of Lakeland, Florida, and interview our brother, who is also a small business owner and soon-to-be dad.
Don't forget to subscribe, follow our blog, find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at iWebXpert. And if you're feeling generous, donate on our website at www.bigtownsmallbusiness.com.
Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. I get back to my brand doing things with something. Grabs a hold of me tight and flow like a heart to the daily and night. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I glow. To the extreme, rock the mic like a band. Light up the stage, watch me jump like a candle. Damn.